Of course, we are in the middle of yet another international break, and whilst it is frustrating we can't watch the boys play, news around the club hasn't stopped. In today's video, we will discuss the giant cash windfall Celtic are set for, whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. According to Danish outlet Tipsbladet, Celtic representatives were at Brøndby's recent match against FC Nordsjælland, where Kvistgaarden put in another solid performance. The 22-year-old attacker, who has already notched 10 goals and 4 assists this season, is proving to be a versatile asset capable of playing both on the wing and as a central striker. Celtic's interest in Kvistgaarden dates back about 2 years, a clear sign of the club's sustained interest in the young Danish talent. Despite bolstering their front line with the summer signing of Adam Ida and the presence of prolific forward Kyogo Furuhashi, Celtic are seemingly intent on further enhancing their attacking options. Kyogo has attracted interest from Manchester City, where he's reportedly on a shortlist as a potential replacement for Julian Alvarez. Although there's no imminent indication of Kyogo leaving, the prospect underlines why Celtic might be considering future-proofing their attack with the addition of Kvistgaarden. If signed, Kvistgaarden would not only add depth but also provide Celtic with tactical flexibility, given his ability to operate across the front line. The Danish forward's physicality, combined with a natural eye for goal, makes him a good fit for the Scottish game and a potential successor should Kyogo eventually move on. In some other news, Celtic could make a significant profit from their new partnership with Adidas after they have likely agreed similar terms to Newcastle United's deal. That is the view of finance expert Stefan Borson, who exclusively told Football Insider the Scottish giants will likely purchase merchandise from the German manufacturer before adding their own margin on top of the wholesale price. Adidas and Celtic's current deal is due to expire in 2025, having penned a 5-year deal back in 2020. Kit specialist Footy Headlines reported on 31st October the two parties have now agreed a contract extension. Borson expects Celtic's deal to be similar to Newcastle's agreement after they partnered with Adidas earlier this year. There is a commitment from Adidas at the moment to football, Borson told Football Insider. I think it's not just in terms of the replica kit. If you were to go on and have a look at the diffusion ranges around the Celtic brand that Adidas have put out, there is loads of product. There is loads of Celtic fashion product. I think what's probably happening there is the deal they have done with Adidas is similar to the Newcastle deal, where Adidas design a whole range of products, Celtic have a high quality product, but they have good prices that they are buying wholesale from Adidas. They will then put their own margin on them and sell them out into the market. I suspect that deal is working quite well. Celtic are quite an unusual club, where you can imagine that lots of that fashion product is being bought by a global market that's not necessarily even a massive fan of Celtic, but has an affiliation with Celtic generally. There is probably quite a bit being sold in the US. What's probably happening there is similar to the Newcastle deal that was signed up, where there has been quite a lot of misunderstanding about what that deal is. It's not like the Man United deal, as they have guarantees in there with some quite big licensing fees. The Newcastle deal appears to be more of a supply and distribution deal, where they are effectively provided and they buy the product themselves to sell in their own stores, and they make a margin on top of whatever their wholesale price is. If you have got a deal with Adidas of this nature, you have got good distribution, good product and good buying prices, meaning these deals can be much more successful than some of the deals that you have done historically. I think Celtic are more similar to the Newcastle situation. They have been pushed up the tiers in terms of how they are perceived at Adidas. They are not the top tier, which is Manchester United and Liverpool, but they are a very important club. That brings in significant revenue and profit. That's probably what Adidas are looking at, thinking, this is working well, let's carry on with it. In other news, Celtic Park is Scottish football's most iconic venue, a place where the energy of the crowd and the intensity on the pitch create a spectacle. Yet, for all its appeal, the opportunity to watch live broadcasts from Celtic's home ground is severely limited. Only 5 domestic SPFL games per season can be shown live from Celtic Park, leaving fans wondering why this restriction exists. In a time when nearly every moment of football is broadcast, Why is Celtic Park's TV coverage so tightly controlled? Sky Sports, holding exclusive rights to air Scottish Premiership matches, may have increased their live coverage to 60 games per season, but an important rule remains. No more than 5 home matches from any single club can be televised. It's a curious limitation, requested by the SPFL, not Sky. For Sky, choosing which Celtic home matches to broadcast is a bit like picking the headliners at a festival. First up is the season opener, and more often than not, that means it's Flag Day. Then, of course, there are the 2 Glasgow derbies against Rangers fixtures that will always be televised. These matches draw viewers from far and wide, whether they support the green or the blue, and need no extra promotion to generate interest. That leaves 2 slots for Celtic's remaining home games, a choice Sky approaches with careful calculation. One of these slots is often held for the last home fixture of the season, which might offer a glimpse of silverware or the drama of a season's final twists. The final slot is typically saved for a post-split match, when points are even more valuable and the stakes can feel sky high. The exclusivity of Sky's rights is only part of the story. Celtic have opted out of the SPFL's broadcast deal with Premier Sports, meaning that Premier cannot show any of the club's home league games. This leaves Sky as the lone gatekeeper to Celtic Park, and fans without a season ticket with few chances to see the action live. This restriction frustrates many, but for season ticket holders, it has its benefits. More Saturday 3 p.m. kickoffs at Celtic Park give fans the chance to experience the traditional matchday rhythm, the anticipation building as they walk to the stadium, the buzz in the stands, the afternoon atmosphere that feels like a scene from football's early days. It's a return to a time when football felt rooted in the weekend, not scheduled around TV demands. For some, keeping Celtic Park's matches limited on TV preserves a kind of magic that live football holds, something that can't quite be captured on a screen. The scarcity of live broadcasts reinforces the feeling that Celtic's home matches are best experienced in person. The saving grace for fans outside the UK and Ireland is Celtic can broadcast directly to them via the club's channel, although many who use the service don't have a whole lot of good to say about it. In a world where sports can be streamed from nearly anywhere, Celtic's 5-game TV rule feels like a relic from a different era. Fans often find themselves checking highlights, relying on radio updates, or sifting through unreliable and illegal streaming options for a chance to catch their team. The rules around televised games might change with future broadcasting deals, especially as demand for Scottish football grows. A slight increase, maybe moving from 5 home games to 7 or 8, could go a long way in balancing the wishes of Celtic's core supporters with the needs of the larger modern fan base. Such a shift could bring more live action from Parkhead to those who can't make the journey or are simply not quick enough to snag a ticket. For now, Celtic Park remains a place that can't be fully understood through a television screen alone, a ground where the live experience still holds something unique. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you